But tell me how to know whether I have transcended or not. How do I know that I have grown spiritually? That is the next question you should come. So Arjuna says, Arjuna vacha, kaihi lingaihi streen gunan netana tito bhavati prabho. How do I know? What are the symptoms? What are linga means? What are the symbols? What are the indications that somebody has transcended all these three gunas? Tell me about that, O Lord. Kim achara, how do they behave? Katham chaihe, tan treen gunan ativartate. How do they transcend these three gunas? What is their behavior pattern? What is their conduct like? Let me know about it, he says. When he heard about Sthita Prajnas who don't get affected by anything in their life, Arjuna asks, Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava, Sthita Prajna kim prabhasheta, kim asita vrajetkam. How do they behave? How do they live? What is their nature? What is their behavior? Tell me about Sthita Prajna. Then, of course, Krishna describes Prajahati, Yada, Kaman and all that stuff. So this is again in Bhagavad Gita for the second time Arjuna is asking, tell me the qualities of the one who has transcended all the three gunas. And these qualities are quickly summarized here. Prakasham cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha pandava na dveshti na sampravrittani na nivrattani kankshati. Such a person who has transcended prakasham means sattva pravritti means rajoguna, moha means tamoguna. Those who have transcended that, they neither hate activity nor they love activity. They don't do things because they want to do it or they love to do it, nor they don't want to do things because they hate to do it. Whatever has to be done by them, they do it happily and they don't complain. Same Ashtavakra says, no? Pravruttova nivruttova naiva dhirasya durgraha yadayat kartum ayati tatkritva tishtati sukham. Whatever comes your way as by the divine decree, you follow it happily, all your heart, give your best, do it perfectly, offer all the karma phala to God and be at peace. This is their nature. They don't complain and cry about everything. Why this, why not this, why that for him, why not for me. These complaints don't arise in the minds of people who have transcended the gunas. Even Sattva people may complain. What is this? I meditated for so much time. God has not shown grace. I have still not experienced anything. Today I didn't experience the same joy as in meditation as it was yesterday. These complaints happen for Sattva people also. But those who have transcended, they don't have any complaints. They, whatever comes, work, no work, this work, that work, they have no problem at all. They are happily doing everything as Sarvakarma Bhagat Prityartham and they are enjoying themselves. Then what is the other quality? Udasina vadasino gunairyo na vichalyate. Udasina, as if they are sitting above all the melodrama that is going on below. As if they are staged or sat, they are sitting at a higher position and not getting affected by what is going on below. Like a lighthouse. It is above the waves. It is not affected. A boat which is in the waves is all the time rocking up and down. So that is the idea. As if they are sitting at some other plane. They are unaffected by what is going on. So this is the another sign of the people who have transcended guna. They don't shake, they don't waver. Guna vartanti ityeva yova tishtati nengate. They don't waver from their position, their thinking, their devotion, their activity, their efforts. They're consistent they are. This is one thing that you learn. Somebody who is very active today, wants to do everything, next day search for him and you won't find him. Why? He's sleeping. Such people who have such activity and laziness, suddenly one day, I want to read up all the books, I want to do meditation, I want to reach God. Next day, no interest, I think all this is useless, I don't want it. No, these kind of wavering people who are there, they are clear indication they are caught by the guna still. Unwavering, every day, samatvam savabhavesh. All the time they are same, consistent. Not same means consistently sleeping. They are in the sleeping guna. Consistent in their purity, in their calmness, in their effort on spiritual path. They are the people who are showing the signs of gunatita. Then tulya samadukha sukha swasthaha samaloshtasma kanchanaha. They treat dukkha sukha equally. We have explained this before. Everything is God's grace only. So when we have good things, we say, when we don't say, why God you gave good things to me? Why you did not give me, why my neighbor? But when something goes wrong, why me? Why all this sadness and difficulties to me? Well, good times we never said, God, why me? What do I deserve? But in bad things, why me? Why are you making me suffer? So this attitude does not exist in them. Then swastaha, because they are always established in themselves. Atmanyeva atmana tushtaha, that same as then samaloshtasma kanchanaha, they think gold and stone are equal for them. Because in everything they see God. They don't see gold and stone. Once a person took Vanaprastha and was leaving for a forest. So as they are going, his wife was walking behind him. She also went till Vanaprastha, wife and husbands are allowed. After that, sannyasa, they are not allowed. to live like husband and wife. So Vanaprastha is going, suddenly he saw a piece of gold, which was somebody's gold which had fallen. So he thought, my wife is coming behind. When women are generally attracted towards gold, so she may get distracted from Vanaprastha ashram. So, with his foot he kicked some dust and tried to cover the gold thing so that the wife won't see it and they can continue. And wife saw that this husband has kicked some dust onto the piece of gold. And he looked at him and said, what are you doing? He said, see, I thought you will get distracted by the gold, so I covered it with dust. He said, you still find the difference between dust and gold. What Vanaprasthi you are. So that is the attitude of Gunatitas. Gold and dust remain the same. It does not mean throw away all your gold into dust and collect gold dust and keep in home. Not that way. It's a mental attitude. All these gunas are mental. You don't really pay too much of attention to wealth and this and that, nor you think of other things as lower. You are here to achieve a certain goal of moksha. Whatever comes, whatever helps, you do that. So that is the idea. So I always say spirituality is not about showing austerity externally. Internally you should be detached. Today this is there that Mirabai sings, no? कोई दिन हाथी तो कोई दिन घोड़ा तो कोई दिन पैदल चलना जी करना फकीर तो क्या दिलगिरी सदा मगन में रहना जी, she says. When you are a fakir, when you are a mendicant, when you are a saint, how does it matter? One day you will get laddu to eat, one day you will get peda to eat, one day fakam faka, one day means there is only nothing to eat, one day you will ride a horse, one day you will ride a elephant, another day you have to walk on your barefoot. How does it matter to a sannyasi or a fakir? This attitude is Gunatita attitude. Tulya apriya priyo. Good, that what is favorable, what is not favorable. Somebody says sweet things, somebody says ugly things to you. You are unaffected by that. You spit at the sky. You think sky is going to react to that. Or you argyam, you give water to sun, no? Argyam we do Surya Namaskar and Surya Puja. You think sun is happy, and then next day you don't do and you spit at the sun. You think sun is getting dirty. Unaffected by all these things. Then dhira tulya ninda atmastuti. Somebody praises you today, good. Somebody does not praise and scolds you and irritates you, that is also okay. Not bothered. Thick-skinned, I always say, thick-skinned, mental skin, not physical skin. Mental skin means he is not affected by all the other. A shield is there around you of Atma Jnana. It does not allow you to get affected. Then mana apamana tulya. All the people give you respect, people honor you, okay. They don't honor you, they disrespect you, that is also okay. Doesn't bother about it. Then tulya mitra aripakshayo, friend or enemy is the same to such a person. He sees both of them as equal. In fact, such a person will only find a way to see what else God is teaching me, how else I can help anybody and myself with this. They will always find a good reason behind everything. Bad also they will see as good only. Sarvarambha parityagi gunatita sauchyate. Sarvarambha parityagi means they don't initiate any action necessarily for their own selfish sake. They may be very busy doing atma krida, atmarati kriyavan. But for what sake? Because they are driven by the divine power. Otherwise, there is no reason why they do anything in this world. They have no desires, they have nothing to fulfill. As Krishna yesterday I said, no, na avaptam avaptavyam. There is nothing to attain, there is nothing that I have not attained. Yet I am working for what sake? For the betterment of others, for setting an example. Otherwise, I have no reason why I should be here. If you are like that, then when is the scope for you to get attached to anything? If you are not attached to a position, name, a power, wealth or anything, then how does it matter if it's gold or dust? Somebody is praising or scolding you, somebody is giving you a respect and honor, somebody is not giving. How does it matter to you? You are not interested in all these things. So this is the idea of Gunatita. This is how one should think of Gunatita. Whoever is displaying these qualities, you know that such a person has transcended the gunas. Temporarily he may or she may behave in a certain way based on the situations. But you see the behavior in a long term. And then you know that this is Gunatita only. Temporarily don't conclude. One day you watch and say, no, he got angry, he said this. No, he can't be Gunatita. Watch it over a long period of time and the consistency in it. Then you know this is Gunatita only. Because this is a very subtle thing which is hidden. And therefore to know is difficult. These people, Shankaracharya says, Yoga ratova, Bhoga ratova, Sangha ratova, Sangha vihinam. Yasya brahmani ramte chattam, nandati, nandati, nandatyeva. They may be yogi, they may be bhogi. At times you will see he's meditating, contemplating. Other times he's very busy and also even enjoying pleasures, basic. And sometimes he's with all the people in the busy, crowded thing. And another time he's totally in solitude. Yet, his mind is always connected to Brahman. Therefore, he's always in a state of bliss only. Outside it may appear differently. But deep inside, it is the same only. Bhoga, yoga, all these concepts only don't exist for such a person. He's gone beyond that. These for those who need to know. See, when you have to cross a road, let's say too much traffic is there. Then the traffic matters to you, right? Because you have to cross the road. Cars are coming, people are coming, traffic. So you wait carefully, you cross the road. Once you cross the road, how much traffic is there behind? How does it matter to you? Does it affect you? How many cars went behind? How many people? Doesn't matter because you have crossed the road. So like that, those who have crossed to the other side, how does it matter how many waves are there in the ocean? How many cars are on the road? Doesn't matter. Ut asina, they sit on another plane, another higher step. All this world goes by under. They are not affected by any of these things. So this is the idea of those who are such. Final shlokas. Macha yo avvicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Those who mam, I, that feeling of I, not Krishna as mam, that consciousness, that Parampurusha, that Paramatma, those who worship how? Avyabhicharena, not deviating from this thought. All the time they're perfectly established in this thought. Not for a moment they think I am the body, I am the mind, I am anything other than divinity. They don't think even for a moment. Even if they think, as I said, it quickly comes back to the original state. Bhakti yogena, with great devotion. With bhakti means with great adoration for this principle of I, the principle of consciousness, sevate, work. We all covered. Mam, jnana yoga, I alone exists, nothing else exists. Two, avyabhicharena, without distraction, dhyana yoga or upasana. Continuously you are meditating on that thought and not deviating. Three, bhakti yogena, with great devotion, love, you bhakti yoga. Then sevate, karma yoga, continue to serve me. Serve that consciousness in all. That's why I say, whomever you serve yourself only. Whomever you hurt yourself only. Not there are no others over here. You are only existing in all. This idea they are strongly established in Sagunan Samatityaitan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Such a person has gone beyond the Gunan and Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. He has attained Brahman. He has attained or she has attained the ultimate role of life, which is to feel one with the Paramatma. They have no other agenda, they have no other desire. Final shloka, Brahmano hi pratishtham aham amritasya avyayasya cha. I am the support to this Brahma also, he says. Brahma here means Mahat Brahma, the yoni and the seed, as has been mentioned, the mother and father aspect. I am the support of that whole thing, which is avyaya, which can never be destroyed, which is amrita, which cannot die. I am that Brahman. I am the support of that very Brahman. As I means I, that feeling of consciousness. Then Shashvatasya, I am the permanent. Dharmasya, I am the one which needs to be followed. Dharma means a quality which has to be followed, or what, a duty which has to be done. I am the highest duty you have to do. In the sense, realizing your consciousness, realizing that truth is the highest duty. Every other duty is only subservient to it. If it leads you towards that, do it. If it does not lead you to that, leave it. Don't even do it. Anything which does not lead us to self-realization is unnecessary, is a waste. So don't do that. That's what he is telling. Dharmasya sukhasya kantikasya cha. I am the highest joy. Ultimate joy. Beyond me there is nothing. If you want to experience joy, various kinds of joys you can experience. There is joy in the Annamaya Kosha. Food you eat, enjoy. Pranamaya Kosha. You have good health, good digestion, good sleep, enjoy. Manomaya Kosha. You have good knowledge, understanding, able to decipher, discriminate, think properly, you are happy. Vijnanamaya Kosha, you have developed certain different knowledge, intelligence of a higher kind, you are able to create things, you are able to invent into, very happy. But beyond that also is an Anandamaya Kosha, which is pure divine joy that does not depend on the below four. What are the below four? Vijnanamaya Kosha is Buddhi, Manomaya Kosha is mind, Pranamaya Kosha is Chetana, and down is Annamaya Kosha, which is the body and the senses. This Ananda of Brahman does not depend on the lower four. Is independent of all these things. Even if you are sick, you will still be happy. Even if you are old, you will still be happy. Even if your mind is not so sharp because of old age or something, you're still happiness. Nobody can take away from you. That happiness I am. That's why it is said in Taittiriya Upanishad, Anandam Brahmano Vidvan na bibeti kutashchaneti. Such a person who has realized that bliss of Brahman, never he is afraid of anything. Sahevava na tapati. He never regrets, never worries. How? Kim sadhuna karvamaham, kim pavam karvamiti. Why did I not do good things in life? Why did I do the bad things? Such regrets don't happen to the person at the end. Why? Because he has realized the truth. He is always in the state of bliss, never does a wrong thing. So all the children should work on developing this idea of who you are, which is that you are divine. Why? Because that will make you good people, good results will come. Ultimately, if you can transcend all the gunas, you will be able to attain that highest knowledge of God. And when you become one with God, Brahmaveda Brahmaiva Bhavati, the one who knows God becomes God. Or to become God, you have to know God, whichever way you think. Once you become God, what is the Falashruti? One kind of ananda you receive which never gets disturbed. And whether people praise you, blame you, whether you win, whether you lose, whether there is sukha, whether there is dukkha, nothing matters to you. You are unaffected by any of these things. In our scriptures, Anandavalli, the description of Ananda comes. What is that ultimate Ananda? He says, Yuva syat sadhu yuva dhyayakaha ashishto balishto dridishtaha tasyayam prithvim sarvam vitasya purna syat. The one who is young, able-bodied, very educated, and he owns the earth and all the wealth on the earth, such person's joy is 1 unit of human joy. Sa ekam manushya ananda. That's 1 unit of human joy. Means if you continue to remain young, not possible. If you are the most intelligent, not possible. If you are most strong, not possible. If you own the whole earth, not possible. And all the wealth in the earth, not possible. But if all these impossible things happen, you only get 1 unit of human joy. So what is divine joy? There is a sequence to that, very interesting. 10 to the power 20 times of 1 unit of human joy is equal to Brahma Ananda. That is how Anandavalli defines. You can read for yourself. It is quite easy. But you will say, how do I get that joy? Another shortcut is given in from Anandavalli, which says, Shrotriyasya cha akamhatasya. If you become a Shrotriya, you believe in the scriptures and you have experienced the knowledge of the scriptures, and akamahata, you have no desires whatsoever. You have even transcended the sattvic desires to attain meditation and joy and knowledge, because you have transcended that also. Then you become the very Brahman. Your joy is ultimate and that joy is incomparable. One has to experience that to know it. This is the essence of Gunatraya-Vibhaga Yoga. What's in it for us? We all have to do some self-analysis in terms of how much tamas, rajas and sattva is there in us. We have to conquer our tamas with our rajas, and rajas should be subdued with our sattvic bhava. And ultimately, all the three we must transcend at some point in time by continuous meditation on that I Tattva, that Parama Tattva, and by doing all our activities for the sake of that God who is within and without, and offering all the results of our actions to that God. When we practice these basic principles, one day we'll transcend all the gunas, we'll become gunatitas, we'll be full of ananda, we will not be affected by the vagaries of the world, and that is the perfection of human birth. This is what we are born to attain. Everything else is secondary to it. If it helps us to attain this, please do that. If it doesn't help us, abandon it now and here. This is the essence of this chapter. Next one, now you learnt about Prakriti. What is the next thing you should learn about is Purusha. So Prakriti, we have learnt about it. The gunas are the nature of Prakriti. They interact with each other and create all the variety and behavior and everything. Next is Purusha. What is the nature of the Purusha? Now we know. But Krishna is a good teacher. He'll repeat and repeat and repeat till it goes inside us permanently. So he'll repeat again the whole thing in Purushottama Yoga. After that, there are 2-3 more chapters to go. Very simple. And last 18th chapter is the summary of Bhagavad Gita. Shraddhavan Lavate Jnanam. As I said, by Shraddha, you should listen. Don't listen with your ears. Listen with your heart, with your Shraddha. And may this knowledge reveal itself to you here and now, in this very lifetime. As soon as you develop that Shraddha and practice it with these words of blessings and with lot of blessings for the patience, I conclude for today.